Anti-Afro Spengali's, I'm going to be talking about the difference between self-serving or self-service and public service. We're also going to cover the difference between choice and decision. These are themes that are going to be streaming throughout this commentary. So see if you can catch how they apply. I'm going to point it out, but see if you can catch some of the applicable variables. This is within the context of, yet again, needing to address a rogue public servant. This rogue public servant has been addressed before. Time to address the rogue public servant again. First up, we have another rogue public servant who's going to lead things off for us. I'll come back and tell you what's going down. Stay tuned and I will return.
Mayor Cantrell, you say you're working 24/7, and the records show that you spend a lot of the workday at the Upper Pintaba apartment with an NOPD officer. The city has crime and infrastructure issues. You've spent nearly 20% of the year out of town or out of the country. Many of those trips with an NOPD officer. Is any of that appropriate?
So, Mr. Zurich, thank you for being here. It kind of freaks me out to see you, quite frankly, because you've been very inappropriate, in my opinion. But relative to your accusations, none of them add up at all. But in regards to my work for the city of New Orleans, it's really unmatched. I can point to results on the ground. We're on a great trajectory, and the best is yet to come. Thank you so much.
So again, Ms. Mayor.
Thank you very much.
I get a follow-up.
No, thank you.
Why don't everybody else gets a follow-up? Why don't I get a follow-up question?
Sir, you're the one who touts having over 680 hours of me, filming me, at an apartment, sir, that I have, one, the authority to use in my capacity as mayor of the city of New Orleans. So, sir, you've done more than any other reporter in this room that has been, in my opinion, in violation of me as a human being. So with that, sir, thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you. So, and we know, and thank you very much.
So you have the mayor of New Orleans, LaToya Cantrell, pretty indignant, very upset, feels set upon, or has been feeling set upon, not just once. It's been over a period of time. So we're taking note of the fact that she is very unhappy with this reporter in particular. So now we got to move it to the next phase. Is there a reason for the reporter to do what he did? He is a reporter. Reporters have boundaries. But I want to make it clear that this reporter doesn't stand alone. I know she pointed him out as being the one with the most, doing the most. But before you go too far afield, take a look at this. So you have the mayor bodyguard who was referred to in the press conference on an 8-count indictment. It's just a matter of time because the mayor was engaged in the exact same behavior. I don't want to oversimplify it. Below the title is a video and the link to the U.S. Attorney's Office announcing the charges contained in the indictment. But by and large, they paid themselves for knocking boots on the clock, taking overseas trips. It's so far beyond Fonnie Willis. So go back to the beginning of the video and catch the indignation. It wasn't just a reporter. They're gallivanting around town where she's a mayor. People are taking photographs of them. How are you indignant about that? I encourage you to check out the information. So let's move it over to rogue public service. The distinction does need to be made. Decision versus choices. Yes, they share the same elements, but they are different. We are addressing L. Hell, more popularly known as L. As of late, changed her avatar to Petty Betty. First name is LaShonda. LaShonda, you shouldn't have any problem with me saying your name. This seemed to be the flashpoint that you got all bent out of shape For what reason would you be upset? You're sitting over on M3, fingernails on chalkboard, and grown mold, legend, grown man, this is what he goes by. You're over there while these vicious, vile attacks are being leveled with people's first and last name, aka complete legal name, being spoken. How would you be upset about it? You're condoning that behavior. You're agreeing with the behavior. You're participating. We don't want to make any mistake about it. Whoever feels they need the police, by all means, call the police. Whoever feels they need to hire a lawyer, hire a lawyer. We're not going to knock it because that's what we've done to protect our rights. But what I find to be the epitome of insult is for you to have this disposition that Rev G is bothering you. Rev G's bothering you when you're on these pages. How many times have you been involved in the live streams, in the comments where Rev G's good reputation is slandered repeatedly with these allegations of hurting children or harming children? You are all on board with it. And then you have the nerve to tell Rev G to leave you alone. You're lying through your teeth about what happened. Rev G has a right to come out if he so chooses and put whatever, the voicemails, the emails, the text messages that say what you really said, that said what really happened. You don't like it. That is too damn bad. This comes back down to a choice versus a decision. When Rev G reached out to L, he reached out to L not for the purposes of trying to pressure her into making a choice between remaining cool with him or rocking with M3 and grown mold. No. Rev G offered you information in your best interest. It was never about a choice. You made it a choice. And you can't tell me you're happy with the circumstance you're in. You were in a stranglehold. See, M3 was never going to put me in any stranglehold. She never was going to put Rev G on a stranglehold. Didn't matter how many temper tantrums she threw. We were not going to cross that line with her. And she knew it. So when you don't want to cross the line with her, then out she comes more with the wicked whip. It doesn't matter. You don't have any impact on anything that's going to happen to us because we are on the law-abiding side of all of these issues. L, you decided to sit over there while grown mold ran all these lies about being incarcerated with Jerry Sandusky just so he can craft some bullshit story about Rev G and tying him in. You don't have any problem with that. And you want to become an attorney. You want to become an attorney, which is the reason why you changed that avatar, because you knew they're going to come looking. Somehow, some way, you wanted to get distance from the previous avatar that you used. L, you know that. You do not want them to know who you're hanging out with, and why is that, L? Why are you so concerned about what you're doing on YouTube would come to the attention of potential employers or background investigators or current employers? Because you are rocking with non-reformed criminals. The fact that someone has a criminal background is not the issue. The issue is, are they reformed? You are not reformed or reform-minded when you level false accusations against others. You are not reform-minded when you continuously try to push your life onto someone else so you can have some content and fodder to attack them. You know good and damn well none of the claims that Grown Mold and M3 make about Rev G are based in fact. You were rocking with him for 3 years and you didn't know any of these things, but all of a sudden you consider them to be true. And then you get all bent out of shape when Rev G starts to defend himself. Where do you get off? Getting bent out of shape about Rev G defending his reputation. You were the one sending him messages. Yeah, you're mentioning my name too, but I don't give a shit. I never did. But there's one damn thing that I cannot and will not stand for is this bullshit. You don't care that somebody's reputation is attacked and you know it's a lie. What kind of attorney are you going to be? I can speak up and say whatever I want about whatever topic I want. That's what you're doing. Are you putting any constraints on your conduct, Al? You're doing whatever the hell you want to do because you feel that's what you have to do. You don't even have the guts to stand up and do the right thing. You feel you have to say and do certain things in order to stay in the good graces of someone who doesn't give a damn about you. Because if they did, they sure as hell wouldn't have you up on their pages while they're engaging in essentially every protected class group attack under the sun. Are you going to introduce these two to the background investigators? Are you going to give these background investigators their names when they ask you who you're hanging out with on YouTube or social media? They should be asking. Social media activity is crucial when it comes to background investigations. Are you able to be honest about who you're dealing with? You're dealing with those who not only besmirch the character of innocent people, they engaged in a process by which they received stolen information from the Social Security Administration and they posted it on their pages. Are you able to go to the background investigators? Are you able to go to your employers and tell them that's who you're rocking with? L, is that what you're able to do? You cannot sit up here and try to tell Rev G he can't defend himself. You're trying to silence him from defending himself, and it will never work. You can call the police, fine, call the police. You can call an attorney. The police and the attorney cannot stop Rev G or anybody from defending their reputation. That can't happen. A judge is not going to stop anyone from defending their reputation. They're using lawful means. What's unlawful about Rev G defending himself? You think it's okay for M3 with a special needs child to sit on her page and claim that Rev G has our people in his family? And you're okay with that too? You don't have the guts to stand up and tell her to shut the hell up. See, we were able to tell her to shut the hell up. She didn't like it, but we were able to tell her that. You're too afraid of the outcome. Didn't she just kick you off her page the other day? Because you were trying to get something across and she didn't want to listen to you? She doesn't listen. That's what it is. At first, she tries to appear that she's nice and cooperative, but it's nothing but sinister bullshit. We don't have to give energy to it. But when it comes to anyone thinking they can attack our reputation and lie on us, you're damn right we're going to speak up. You're sitting over there when Grown said that we called his son homophobic slurs. You're sitting over there condoning that shit? That Rev G attacked Grown Mold and M3's son with homophobic slurs? That I did that? That we're the one that cyber stalked? So you're sitting over there knowing good and damn well these are bald-faced lies and you're all good with it. What kind of an attorney are you going to be? This is a good indication of you're going to let clients lead you around and get you into all kinds of trouble. I don't think you're fit to be an attorney. You don't even know how to stand up and do the right thing. You know what they're doing is dead ass wrong. You know they were involved with the Social Security crimes, and you're sitting on their page. Are you able to tell these background investigators and the employers that you have that you are rocking with these non-reformed criminals? I'm not afraid to show or tell anybody who I'm hanging out with. Everybody that knows me knows how to look at my YouTube page. I have not changed the way I am. I have not changed my themes since I came on YouTube in 2017. There will never be any surprises between what you're going to hear me talking about here and offline as far as my personality and how I am. No surprises. The same applies to Rev G. Can you say the same? I don't know what your goal is in telling Rev G to leave you alone when you're leaving messages on his page, but Rev G, me, AFW, friends and supporters, innocent bystanders, anyone on this planet has a right to defend their reputation. We do not have to sit here and listen and accept what you are doing on those pages. We can respond on our timeline and we will. We don't give a damn if you don't like it, L. You looked at it as a choice when Rev G simply offered you sound guidance as to what you were going to encounter. You again decided to make it a choice because we know that M3 is beyond intolerant. She would not even allow Grown Mold to speak on the page. So what do you think is going to happen if someone says, you know what, Rev robbed that bank on the corner of Sunshine in Vermont? And someone says, no, he didn't rob the bank. We were actually having dinner together. She'll block you. It'll be outrageous. No matter how outrageous the claim, M3 will expect you to go along with it. Rev G has a pink elephant in the living room. No, he doesn't have a pink elephant in the living room. He has a blue elephant in the living room. You're blocked. You're defending Rev G. You're defending AAS. You're defending AFW. That's M3. And she wants to try to look for a fight when she wants a fight. Are you serious? There is absolutely no way would ever entertain that bullshit. But you're over there entertaining that bullshit. And if you think you can try to harass and intimidate Rev G or me or any of us out of defending our rights, well, guess what? You are going to be even more frustrated than you are now. We know you're not happy over there. You are miserable. She's disrespecting you. Yeah, people are talking about it. And you feel you have to be there. We don't have to be anywhere. We go where we want to go. And it just so happens that these subjects are so concerned about where we're going. M3 wanted so badly to try to force Remix to make a choice. Nobody has to make a freaking choice. Try to force ZX to make a choice. A choice of what? You want absolute obedience. That's the Umar Johnson sector. They expect slaves. But let me tell you something, L. We're not done defending ourselves. It's entirely up to you, L. Do whatever you want to do. It's not going to have any impact on us with respect to being silent as to our rights. We will continue to speak when we choose to speak. It's never going to be based on you trying to issue somebody some illegal directives, unlawful. Who are you to be issuing people directives to stop when you're harassing them? You're harassing Rev G and you're telling him to shut up? Well, L, guess what? You can open up your mouth or you can move your fingers and type on a keyboard. You're not going to achieve any success. Go ahead and file whatever you want to file, and we'll be ready to respond with the evidence of the bullshit that you're engaged in. But here's the deal. L, you are in the same situation as Moms Davis, although you're much more critical situation because you're front and center. But as far as the sentiment goes, you don't want to be there. Moms Davis doesn't want to be there. Moms Davis wants to be with the smoke. She got the hell up out of there. She couldn't handle dealing with that crap. She wants to be on the Smoke's page. She was heavy duty Smoke. She's not going to switch all of a sudden, feel strongly want to rock with M3 and Grown Mold. Moms Davis wants to be with the Smoke. You want your freedom, but you don't have the guts to secure your freedom. So you think you're going to appease Grown Mold and M3 by ragging on Rev G and trying to silence Rev G. It's the same thing with Creole Angel Hair Pasta. She don't want to be over there with the drunken monkey. Creole Angel Hair Pasta, I repeat, if ever you need us, we are here. We know you're not happy over there. I can't imagine being in a space where I am miserable, but somebody thinks for some reason they can have some stranglehold on me. It will never happen. I give people the benefit of the doubt. I give the people a chance. But when I see what I see, and it's very clear what it is, I am gone. You don't have the guts to do it. But don't ever think for 1 second, L, you're going to use Rev G or use me, our friends or supporters, as an alternative because you don't have the guts to deal with the tantrum throwing, non-reformed criminals. You feel compelled to put your future at risk for them. What the hell are they going to ever do for you? They're going to give you a job? Going to give you a place to stay? You're going to go live in a place of mold? You can't get a law license because you didn't pass the background investigation because you're up here hanging out with these non-reformed criminals? That's a choice you're making, but I'm making it very clear to you, L. We don't have to put up with any of your bullshit. When, where, and how we decide to address it, that's up to us. You will not silence us because you throw a temper tantrum like M3 and Grown Mold. We are still going to speak when we decide to speak. We are not living on a freaking slave plantation. Listen, folks, I always have more to say, and you better believe I'm going to bring it your way. In the meantime, you know the drill. Buyer beware.